I bought a menstrual cup with the confidence of someone who has never once read instructions before assembling furniture. 20 minutes later, I was sitting on my bathroom floor questioning every life choice that led to this moment. If you've ever had a similar standoff with a small silicone cup, this one's for you. Okay, so here's the situation. I saw approximately 400 TikToks about how menstrual cups are life-changing. So easy once you get it. And seriously, why did nobody tell me sooner? Every single one of these videos has the same energy. A woman casually holding a cup, smiling like she's doing a skincare tutorial, saying things like, "It took me like 2 tries, so easy," while I sat there absorbing this information as if it were gospel truth. Cool, great, inspiring. So I bought one, brought it home like I just won a small victory for sustainable living and adult responsibility, and confidently walked into my bathroom like I was about to conquer something. Let me also mention the actual decision-making process here, because it wasn't small. I stood in that aisle for a genuinely embarrassing amount of time, comparing sizes, firmness levels, brands, reading reviews on my phone while pretending to look at something else whenever another customer walked past, like I was buying contraband instead of a completely normal piece of period equipment. I picked one based on absolutely no scientific reasoning whatsoever. It just had good packaging and a reassuring shade of purple. Sound science. Very evidence-based. I was not about to conquer anything. The cup had other plans, and honestly, in hindsight, it had been planning this humiliation from the moment I opened the box. First attempt, it just wouldn't go in. Not in a dramatic way, just in a deeply unimpressed way, like the cup itself was giving me a performance review and I was failing it. Kept sticking out at this weird angle, half in, half out, looking like it was already planning its escape. I watched, I swear, at least 10 YouTube videos, all narrated by extremely calm women who make it look like folding an origami crane. And yet here I was, feeling personally attacked by a piece of medical-grade silicone. I want to walk you through the actual timeline of this disaster because I think it's important for the historical record. Minute 1. Confident, humming a little tune, feeling very in charge of my body about the whole thing. Minute 5. Slightly less confident, humming stopped, brow furrowed in concentration. Minute 12. Full silence, deep breathing, the kind of focus usually reserved for defusing explosives or parallel parking in a tight spot while people watch. Minute 18. Sitting on the edge of the bathtub having what I can only describe as a small existential crisis, wondering how every woman on the internet made this look like a spa day when I felt like I was assembling IKEA furniture with no instructions and missing screws. At one point I genuinely paused, looked at myself in the mirror, and said out loud, to no one, "This is supposed to be easier than a tampon." It was not, in that moment, easier than a tampon. It was, in fact, actively worse than a tampon, which felt like a personal betrayal after everything the internet had promised me. Here's what nobody tells you, and this is the actually useful part, so pay attention even if you're just here for the chaos. Most of us go in with completely the wrong angle. We're taught our whole lives that everything down there points straight up, like it's a vertical hallway. It's not. It's angled back, toward your tailbone, more like a diagonal staircase than an elevator shaft. If you're pushing straight up and it feels like you're hitting a wall at like 2 centimeters in, that's not the cup being difficult, that's just anatomy politely telling you you're going the wrong direction. Second thing nobody tells you. Relax your body. And I know, just relax is the most useless advice in the history of advice. Right up there with don't worry and calm down. But genuinely, if you're standing there tense, gripping the sink, holding your breath like you're defusing a bomb, your muscles are doing the same thing they do if someone startled you. They're clenching shut, which is the exact opposite of helpful. Try sitting on the toilet instead of standing, or putting one foot up on the edge of the tub. Basically any position where your body isn't bracing for impact. Third thing, the fold matters more than people admit. The classic C-fold, everyone shows you in tutorials, isn't actually the easiest one for beginners. It makes the cup wider at the point of entry, which, if you're already having a tense standoff with your own anatomy, is not helping your case. The punch-down fold, where you push one edge of the rim down into the base of the cup, making a smaller point, is usually easier for first-timers because it's genuinely narrower going in. Nobody puts this in the box instructions. The box just draws a little diagram and wishes you luck. And here's the part that finally worked for me. I stopped trying to jam it straight in like I was slotting a key into a lock, and instead did this slow, slight rotating motion while pushing back and down at the same time. The second I stopped fighting the angle and started working with it, it just went. No drama, no standoff, no bathroom floor breakdown. It just quietly did the thing it was supposedly designed to do the whole time, the absolute traitor. Now, once it's in, here's the actual test. Give the base a gentle tug. If it resists a little and you feel a slight suction, it's popped open and sealed properly. If it just slides right back out with zero resistance, it hasn't opened fully, and you need to rotate it or press the base to help it pop. This is genuinely the step most of us skip, and it's the entire reason people think cups don't work for them. It's not open, it's just visiting. Also, and I cannot stress this enough, trim the stem if it's poking or uncomfortable. Most cups come with a longer stem than you actually need, and it's meant to be trimmed to your own body once you know how high or low your cup naturally sits. Nobody tells you this either. You're just supposed to know, apparently via silicone telepathy. I'm not going to pretend it was love at first insertion. It was more like a hostile negotiation that eventually ended in a very reluctant truce. But once it clicked, genuinely, physically clicked into place, I got it, I understood the hype, and I also understood why every single video made it look easier than it actually is for a first-timer, because apparently everyone forgets how confusing this was the first time once they've done it 50 times. It's been 3 months since that bathroom floor showdown, and I want to report back, mostly for the people currently mid-battle themselves. It does get easier. Genuinely, disgustingly easier, to the point where I now insert it in about 10 seconds without even thinking about angles or folds or any of it. My hands just know now, the way you stop thinking about the steps of tying your shoes once you've done it enough times. The stem I was so annoyed about in the beginning, trimmed it down after week 1, never had an issue again. The seal check became automatic, little tug, feel the resistance, move on with my day. I've worn it swimming, worn it to the gym, worn it on a 12-hour flight without a single leak, and I have never once looked back at tampons with anything other than mild judgment now, which feels like an unearned personality change, but here we are. The thing nobody tells you about the learning curve is that it's steep for exactly 1 cycle, maybe 2, and then it just disappears entirely. The version of me sitting on that bathroom floor, questioning her life choices, would not believe how boring and easy this has become. Boring, in this context, is the highest compliment I can give it. If you're currently mid-battle with your own menstrual cup right now, mid-scroll, questioning your life choices on a bathroom floor somewhere, you're not broken, you're just new at this, and it does get easier. Drop a comment if you've had your own cup versus body showdown. I want to hear the chaos. And if this helped even slightly, hit subscribe, because apparently we're doing helpful chaos content now. See you in the next one.